What is up guys, welcome to my another ASP.NET tutorial. Today we are going to build a complete login and logout system from scratch. We are going to use ASP.NET Core MVC and ASP.NET Identity for the authentication and Supabase as our database, which is completely free. By the end of this video, you will have a working register page, a login page, a logout button, and a protected page that only logged in user can access. All the user data will be saved in Supabase in the cloud. I will walk you through every single step, so even if you are a complete beginner, you will be able to follow along. Alright, let's get started. The first step is to create a new ASP.NET Core project. I will be using JetBrains Rider, but you can follow along with Visual Studio as well. In the Rider, so new solution, then I'm gonna give a name. So let's say Supabase auth app, and I'm gonna say put solution and project in the same directory. So I'm gonna use .NET 9.0. Then select web app, model view controller, and auth, I'm gonna say no authentication. Then create the project. Now we have successfully created our ASP.NET app. Now let's set up our database. I am using Supabase because it's completely free for small projects and it gives us a real PostgreSQL database in the cloud. No installation is required. So go to supabase.com and create your account. I have already created my account. Now click on Start Your Project. So click New Project. So I'm gonna give the name. So let's say Supabase auth app. Then give a strong password. So copy it and paste it somewhere. And click Create New Project. It will take some time. Yeah, we have created Supabase database. So now click Connect and select Direct and select the second one. Then you will find the connection string. I'm gonna copy it. Now let's go to our Rider. Open app setting .development.json. I'm gonna paste the string here. Yeah, I'm gonna delete the first and last curly brace. And one comma is missing. So here everything is good. Username is good. Then password, replace with your password. Now we have created our database and put our connection string in app setting.development.json. Okay, now I'm going to install some NuGet packages. So go to NuGet package manager. Now I'm gonna search Npgsql, the second one, the Npgsql.entityframeworkcore.PostgreSQL. I'm gonna choose version 9. This is very important. Version 9.0.1. Make sure you select that one too. So I'm gonna install that one in our app. This package talk to our Supabase database. And then I'm gonna install identity. So identity dot entity framework core. I'm gonna install that. Make sure you select version 9. So this identity library handles all the user account and password logic for us. So now I'm going to install Entity Framework Core Design. So this is the package. So here version 9. So this one gives us tools to run a database migration from the command line. Then I'm going to install Identity UI. The first one, Microsoft ASP.NET Core Identity UI. Again, version 9. So this package gives us pre-built eraser pages for login, logout, and registration. So we don't have to build those forms from scratch. The last package we are going to install is tools. So Entity Framework Core .tools. Again, version 9. Next, we need to create something called a dbContext. This is a class that acts as the bridge between our C# code and the Supabase database. So right click here. So I'm going to create a new folder. So I'm going to call it data. Then I'm going to create a class. So right click, add class. So I'm going to say ApplicationDbContext. So now we have created our class. So this class inherits from IdentityDbContext. So here I'm going to say IdentityDbContext. You can see it's coming from the package we installed, identity. So select this one. Here on the top you see we are getting this from this package. So then we have to create a constructor. The shortcut for the constructor is we can say ctor. Yeah, it creates the constructor. So inside that constructor, dbContext option, dbContext options. So it's coming from Entity Framework Core. Make sure the second line is added to your code, otherwise you manually write it. Then we have to say ApplicationDbContext in this one, the class, and we call it options. So dbContext option is a class provided by Microsoft Entity Framework Core. It used to configure the database context. Then we pass the application context as the type parameter to dbContext constructor. Then we are going to say base. Base means the parent class. Then we are passing the option. So we are passing these options to this identity context class. Okay, we have created our application dbContext. Now we have to configure our program.cs. Now let's go to program.cs file. So program.cs is the entry point and the startup configuration for our ASP.NET app. This is where we tell the app about our database and identity setting. So first we read the connection string from appsetting.development.json. So here I'm gonna connect to the database. So connect. So I'm gonna create a variable. So var, I'm gonna call it connection string. it's equal to builder, then configuration, then get connection string dot get connection. So the name of the connection string is, so go to app setting development JSON, so it's default connection. I'm gonna copy it. Yeah, I'm gonna say default connection. Yeah, then we are going to register ApplicationDbContext with ASP.NET Core dependency injection system. Now we are going to register ApplicationDbContext with ASP.NET Core dependency injection system. So after that, builder dot services dot add db context. Then we are gonna pass our ApplicationDbContext. So this one was created earlier. So select this one. Now we have to configure it to use PostgreSQL. So then options, we're gonna say options. Then so we are telling to use PostgreSQL, so use npg. Then we are passing this connection string. So our next step is we are going to add identity services. So builder services dot add default identity, then identity user. So this is coming from identity package. Now we are going to set our password setting. So here we call it options. So here we say options dot password. Then we say required length is 6 maybe. Then we are going to add authentication middleware. So go down. So here you see use authorization. So on the top of that, app dot use authentication. So now we are going to tell ASP.NET Core to enable razor pages in our application. So go down. So here I'm gonna say app dot map razor pages. Now we are going to automatically create all the identity database tables in our Supabase database. We do it with entity framework migrations. So in Rider, I right click and go to entity framework core and add migration. Here I'm gonna select my ApplicationDbContext, then click OK. I'm getting an error. Let's debug it together. Let's check our ApplicationDbContext. Everything look fine here. Let's check program CS. So I missed one line. So after we configure our password setting, so we miss one curly braces. After that, we have to tell identity to use our ApplicationDbContext to store users. So dot add entity framework stores. So we have to pass ApplicationDbContext here. Okay, let's run the migration again. So I'm right clicking, add migration. I have selected ApplicationDbContext and OK. Okay, build succeeded. Then I'm gonna update. So right click Entity Framework Core, update database. Okay, let's check our Supabase database. So here database, yeah, you see our newly created tables. Now let's add the actual login and register form. ASP.NET Identity comes with pre-built pages for this. So right click on your project, so add, then select scaffolded item, then select identity. So I tick override existing files. Then I need login, logout, and register. So now I'm getting an error. Let's figure it out. I forgot to install a package, so I'm gonna install that now. So go to Nuggets, the package is Visual Studio Web Code Generator Design. So Visual Studio Web Code Generator Design, I'm selecting this one. Then I'm selecting version 9. So install. Yeah. Okay, now let's do it again. So right click add scaffolded item. So identity, override existing file. I need login, logout, and register. Yeah, done. So you can see now the file has been created. So it's in the areas folder. You can see the pages. So account, we have login, logout, and register. We just created login partial.cshtml. Let's check the file. Yeah, you can see here we have created that form. Now we need to show login and register links in the navigation bar for the guest, and a lockout button for a logged in user. This is very common pattern in web apps. So now open layout.cshtml. Then come all the way down. So I'm gonna show login and register in the navigation bar. So after this list, I'm gonna add that. So here I'm gonna say partial, then name, this file name login partial. Save it. Let's run the app. We see register form, login form. That's cool, eh? Now we are going to create a page that only logged in user can access. If someone who is not logged in tries to visit it, they automatically send it to the login page. So go to your code editor. So here I'm gonna create a controller. Right click on your controller, add controller. Then I'm gonna call it dashboard controller. Enter. Inside that, I'm gonna say viewback dot user email is equal to user identity, and if we have a name, let's send it. The important step is on the top of it. It should be authorized. Save it. Now let's create our dashboard. So go to view, right click. I'm gonna add a folder. I'm gonna call it dashboard. Then I'm gonna create a new page. So right click, add, reset page, index. Yeah, we have created a page. So in this page, I'm gonna delete all of this. I'm gonna add one heading. Yeah, let's say dashboard. After that, yeah, I write welcome to your dashboard. Then I'm gonna say you are logged in as. Here I'm gonna say add user.identity.name. So let's add logout button here. Here I'm gonna say ASP-area equal to identity ASP page account /logout. So let's rerun the app. So let's go to dashboard. Yeah, it's returning to our login page. Now try registering a new user. So register, email, I'm gonna say warren@codewithwarren.com. Password, let's say warrenzo. Confirm password. Register. Yeah, on the top you see hello warren@codewithwarren.com. So now let's try to go to dashboard. So /dashboard. Yeah, we see the dashboard, right? So welcome to your dashboard. You are logged in as Warren. So at codewithwarren.com. So here we have logout button. We don't need it because you already have it in the logout, right? So I'm gonna delete that code. Yeah, the whole line. Let's rerun it. Yes, super cool. And that's it. We have built a complete ASP.NET Core authentication system with Supabase as the database. Let me know in the comment if you run into any issues. If you found this video useful, please give me a like. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe. It means a lot to me. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.